A program that's helping to make kids safer, started by an avid bicyclist living with a brain injury. And Mike is here, already fitted and given away more than 22,000 bicycle helmets through his Helmets for Kids program. So welcome to the show, Mike.
Thanks. Thanks for
So
having
can
me.
you share with us your story?
Okay, I had a brain injury, not from a bicycle accident, but from a car accident back in 1982, the weekend before I started college, my scholarship. And I spent over 3.5 months in the hospitals in Fargo and Minneapolis recovering. And I was pretty fortunate. I recovered everything except my vision to the left side and my short-term memory. My short-term memory will be bad the rest of my life, but I look at what I have left and it could have been a lot worse.
What a harrowing experience. So how did you go from that to deciding to start this Helmets for Kids?
Okay, well, I started riding bicycle when my license was temporarily canceled in 1990, and I wore a helmet. Well, first I didn't wear a helmet, and then I saw John Ringdahl. He was the ambulance owner who helped scrape me up off the highway when I had my brain injury, and he said, "Where's your helmet?" So I immediately went out and bought a helmet. And then I saw a lot of kids without helmets. I thought, how can I get these kids helmets? So to prevent them from having a brain injury like mine. So I formed Helmets for Kids. I started with 43 helmets, and I thought, where am I find 43 kids who need helmets? Well, I've given over 22,000 away since 1999. It's a good feeling knowing that one of those helmets can prevent a kid from going through what I went through and continue to go through.
And I think it's so wonderful that you used that trauma to help you help other people and prevent them maybe from going through the same experience that you did.
Yeah, if no good would have came out of brain injury, it would have been a waste. I mean, 3.5 months recovering in the hospitals would have been a waste.
And so now you've ridden all across the country as well, raised money, raised awareness. For the parents that are watching today, maybe, what's one message that you'd want to give to them?
To make the child wear the helmet every time they ride bicycle, even if they're on the sidewalk or in the driveway. Get them used to wearing it and make sure it's wearing right. It should be level on the head and the strap should be fairly tight so you can only fit 1 or 2 fingers between it. And when I try to give a kid a helmet, I try to fit it on the kid personally and make them promise to wear it every time they ride bike.
Now, I did admit this to you, and I am a little bit embarrassed to say that when I take my kids on bike rides, I don't always wear a helmet. And you were telling me how that is very, very important to do, not just to set, a good example for the kids, but you had another reason as well.
Yeah, if the parent falls down, has a brain injury, and dies, the kids are going to be orphans. And it's do as I do, not as I say.
Now, you have a ride that's upcoming, and that's in the memory of your mother.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, she passed away in March. It was kind of a bittersweet. She was suffering, and it was hard to see her go, and we were with her just shortly before she went. So I'm doing a ride this summer in memory of her. I'm going to ride on the Central Lakes Trail. I'm sticking to trails after I got hit by a car in 2013. And the money raised will go to buy more helmets for kids who need them. And if anybody's interested in helping, they can send the money to Helmets for Kids, 23071, County Highway 1, Fergus Falls, Minnesota.
So you're from Fergus Falls as well as Chad Daniels, our last comedian. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. And you can go to my website, helmetsforkids.org.
Wow, what a great cause. And I can say, as somebody that has children myself, I'm very appreciative that you would do something like this. My kids are very lucky and I've been able to provide for them, but there's a lot of families maybe that could use that little extra help, and in this case, helmets, but also the security of knowing that their family is safe.
Yeah, and it's not, financial need isn't a requirement for giving me a helmet, for me giving a helmet away, but I give them to people with a lot of money. But parents have told me that the helmet coming from someone who's been in a brain injury is the more likely to wear it. And in Fargo, I've given away, 1,700 in Fargo.
Wow.
Since 2009. So I gave away 2,100 in Fargo since 2009.
Wow.
Kids Streets Live and in different schools, daycares, and New Americans, and I gave some to a Fargo homeless shelter.
Oh, what a good thing to do. And I love too that it's also promoting kids to get out there and still get exercise. Just be safe while you're doing it.
Yeah, get out and exercise. Don't be sitting behind the computer, exercising your fingers.
Yeah, well, we'd absolutely love to touch base with you again a little bit down the road. So you can tell us how the ride went for your mom, maybe hear a little bit about your mom, and then give us an update on how many helmets you donated in the meantime.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, coming up on today's show, we have your daily dose of motivation.